what's up?
Hey everyone, welcome to the Mix Online, episode 5. Grab a good seat because we got a good show ahead of us.
Hey everyone, check it out. Special guest tonight, Walt Maxwell. And a concert with Dillon Chase. Y'all say hey to everyone, wave. She said, welcome to the Mix Online, episode 5. Awesome, you guys. We're ready. Are you guys ready? I see y'all all in the comments right now, logging in. This is so awesome. Lillian, I see you there. Sam, what is up? Zach, Jeremy, Lydia, Sarah, like the whole crew here. So here's what we're going to do is people are logging on right now. We're going to go ahead and play a game. Who wants to play a game? Y'all can get in the picture if you want. Fam's here. There you go. All right. All right, so here we go. All right, we're going to play this game. Oh, I need the camera on me.
Okay.
Well, okay, so the game is, so you think you can homeschool. All right, here's the deal. You guys, y'all have been out of school, really, let's be honest. Y'all have been out of school for like 5-6 weeks, and including spring break. It's been like a year, okay? And I'm worried. I feel like y'all are not getting smarter. Like you're just hanging out, the brain's not working. So I think it's time that we play a little game. All right, you guys want to play a game? This game's called So You Think You Can Homeschool. Who's ready to play? All right, cool. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna throw it down now. Let's see what we got. Okay. Hold on, you guys. Pulling the game up now. Cool. All right, the graphics on. Now I'm turning the graphic off. First question is coming up. Let's make it an easy one. Let's make this an easy game. Who's ready? All right. Somebody, you're good now. Somebody let me know what that is. I need to know what that is. Is it -4? Is it -16? Is it 4? Or is it straight up 16? What is it? All right, Sarah got it. Right on. Okay, guys. Now, this is the deal. That was the practice round. But, y'all, look. I got some Starbucks money coming at you. If you're playing live and you're on with us right now, we're going to go to a little bit tougher of a question. So, here we go. Here's the next one. When is an atom stable? When is an atom stable? This is trickier, guys. This one's trickier. Let's see what you guys got. When it has a full outer orbit. When it has the same number of electrons and protons. When it has no neutrons. When it has an odd number. What do you guys think? This is a hard one. Who wants the Starbucks? All right, we got A, B. We got C. We got B. All right, let's see what the answer is. Boom, A. And that one goes to, let's see, I think Sam Hume. I think you won that one. So gift card coming at you. Very nice. The rest of you that guessed A, you're doing great, but you got to be quicker. All right, here we go. Let's go to another one. Who was the 28th president of the United States of America? Gift cards coming your way if you know this. 28th president. And I know y'all are right now having to Google. You're Googling frantically, trying to figure this thing out. So that's what I want to know. Is it A? Is it B? Woodrow Wilson? Is it C? Herbert Hoover? Or D? Is it Theodore Roosevelt? What do we got? All right, we've got a D. All right, we got an A, C. All right, let's see what we've got. The answer is B. Travis, you yourself, sir, have won. You got B. Lydia, you were so close. So very close, but hey, they're Googling, so you know. Yeah, I mean, you guys can be if you want. They can't see you. You can come hang out right here. See, like, look. See, Abby, you can play. Okay, cool, awesome. All right, let's do one more. What do y'all say? Y'all want to play again for some Starbucks? Let's play again. All right, let's do this really fast. Here we go. What is the capital of Finland? For a Starbucks gift card. Is it A, Turku, B, Oulu, C, Helsinki, or D, Tampere? I don't even know how to pronounce these guys. All right, Sarah's saying D. What else we got? What do y'all think? A, B, C, or D? Y'all better hurry up on this one. All right, and the answer is C. And Sam Hume, you have won again, so actually you can't win twice. So Riley Burris, you have won. You better thank Sam Hume, though, because she has already won. But Travis, Sam, Riley, we're going Starbucks all day. Just make sure you wear a mask when you go to Starbucks. But we are so excited tonight to be with you guys. This is just the best. So here's what we're going to do. As more and more students are coming online right now, I just want to give you a couple announcements, and then we've got to get to it. We've got quite the show tonight for you. So here's the deal. Real quick, you need to know, girls' conference is this Friday. It starts at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. And listen, if you are registered by 2 p.m. tomorrow, that's Thursday, you'll be entered into a drawing for a prize pack. You can go to the met.church/students. You'll see the girls' conference thing in our events. You can click on that and register like right now. Register before 2 p.m. tomorrow, and you could win a prize pack.
And it's free.
Yeah, girls' conference is free, y'all. You just can't beat this. I mean, it's going to be amazing. So you do have to be a lady, but if you are, you're free. And, by the way, invite a friend. It's going to be amazing, 7 p.m. on Friday. Now, here's the other thing I need to tell you about. Next week, we're doing a special mix online. In fact, it's going to be, you don't want to miss it, all right? We've already been working hard on it, but we're going to have a night of worship next Wednesday night, and a top secret person is going to be joining us as well, jumping in with us, but it's going to be an amazing time. Your worship team's been working hard. Rachel and I are helping. Ashley's going to be there, and we are going to have an amazing night of worship next Wednesday night. You don't want to miss it. All right, are you guys ready to go? Because here's the deal. We got Dillon Chase. We got Walt. And I think I want to throw right to Dillon right now, and let's just hear what's going on in Dillon Chase's world. We got him right here with us. Here we go. Dillon Chase.
We have Dillon Chase with us this Wednesday night. So excited to have you coming all the way from Podunk, Oklahoma. No, I can't say that right. I mean, you're in the city now,
You can say
right?
it. Compared to where I was, you know what I mean? I'm at least only like 3 miles from the city instead of 20. So
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, you're in Oklahoma, and I don't know how things are up in Oklahoma with the quarantine. I think this is now for us like we're entering week 6. So I mean, it's been a lot of quarantine. Same. What's the quarantine been like for you, man? Like what have you guys been up to?
putting on a lot of weight, you know what I mean? It's like I normally have dessert with breakfast every day. Dessert has just become a part of every meal. It's like breakfast with dessert, lunch with dessert, dinner with dessert. So we're packing on the quarantine weight. We already homeschooled the kids, so I've been more involved with that, which has been interesting. Yeah, we just moved into a new house, so we've been trying to keep ourselves busy with getting things ready at the new place. But I just miss seeing you guys. I miss hanging out with students. I miss just going to the grocery store without wearing a mask. I miss it all.
Yeah, dude, it is weird times right now, man. But with dessert, let me ask. I gotta ask a follow up there. I mean, like, what's Dillon Chase's like favorite go-to dessert?
You know, I have to probably say cheesecake.
Ooh,
and
nice.
My wife just threw some down yesterday, and she just had a happy accident. She forgot to get the crust, and this lady ground up like some type of Pop-Tart cereal and made a crust out of it. And now she's probably on Pinterest right now with 1 million likes.
Oh, dude, that sounds good. Cheesecake.
It's a heart attack.
Yeah, it is.
Pop-Tart crust.
But dude, I mean, comfort food right now, that's the way to go. So y'all have already been homeschooling your kids. That's not much different, but you're not out on the road, so you're helping teach too around the house, or what?
Yeah, man, helping Malia learn her fractions, utilizing more comfort food like pizza for that. We just have incorporated food into every facet of life, man.
You're becoming a great
So
chef, man.
Julian, our teenager, he's been doing the online stuff. He was going to like a technical school or vocational school for multimedia. So
Yeah.
he's been plugged in online, and yeah, life has really slowed down for us. We're just trying to find a rhythm and a routine right now. Some
Yeah.
days are harder than others, and some days are great, and then some days are harder, man. And it's just trying to learn how to develop a habit of seeking Jesus, you know what I mean, through all of this, that he would be our anchor.
Yeah, man. Well, dude, I was wondering, I know like for an artist, I mean, you're kind of out a lot and traveling, and so that's stopping. And by the way, we're just so pumped that you're hanging with us tonight. Can't wait to hear. I know you've been working on some new stuff, and I even saw
Yeah.
like you got a new song coming up. So we'll get to that because I want to hear kind of
Yeah.
what you've been working on. But I want to ask this question. I don't know if our students know this, but you were like in Japan, like right up
Yeah.
until this quarantine. Like you were on tour there, and on your way back, like how did that go, and how did you get back in the country, man?
You know, we just timed it just right. And we knew when we left that things were kind of getting a little bit scary, but God had done so much to get us there that it was just undeniable that he wanted us there. I went with my wife, and I also went with my daughter, Malia, who was my DJ actually. And so she
Nice.
went and DJ'd for me. She was 7 years old. She just turned 8 after she got back.
Oh man.
But you know, the scariest part is the international airports, because you don't know who's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would say like Japan is known as the place with no trash cans, but there's no trash. It is the cleanest place I've ever
Whoa.
been to. And I'm asking a guy like, what, like there is trash cans, but it's not like in America where like on corners of streets there's trash cans easily accessible outside of gas stations. I'm like, what do y'all do with your trash? And he's like, oh well, we just fold it up and put it in our pocket until we get home. I'm like, Americans would never do that. Like,
What?
this is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so while we were there, everything felt very clean. It's really part of their culture. A lot of times they're already wearing masks, so we felt like everything was cool. But any like going back home and going through the Tokyo International Airport, it was scary because we get home and 3 days later after international travel, our daughter Malia had severe respiratory problems. So we ended up having to call the COVID hotline. We drive up to the hospital and they like wave us down and give us like a private escort to the entrance in the back. They
Dude.
pretty much come out in hazmat suits. Like, it was freaking my daughter out. And they did some pretty painful like swabbing of the nose. Like, I don't know if they get brain matter or what, man, but they got deep.
Dude, they get
And
up in there, bro.
thankfully my daughter was negative for COVID. And so that was really like a scary 3 days for me, you know,
Dude, I can't
not
imagine.
knowing for sure. Yeah. So I thought the memes and COVID stuff was kind of all fun and games, but then when I thought my daughter might have it, it really just changed my perspective. And that's how
Dude.
life goes, man. We got to put ourselves in other people's shoes.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, and I think this is hitting everyone just in different ways. You know, it's affecting everyone. But all of us have different circumstances. It's like all of that is changing the game for all of us. But you're right, man. Just like showing grace to each other and all that. I'd be curious. I mean, I know some of the new stuff, like you just posted something like last week. I saw that video on your site. Just kind of giving a special word to some of this that you wrote. Like, tell me about that.
Yeah.
I just saw that that you posted. Was that
Yeah.
a week ago?
So we have a new song coming out on Friday called It Could Be Worse. And, you know, I was driving down. I actually got to be a part of a church in Dallas's live stream, like Easter services. And so I was driving, which is like felt weird just to be out on the highway driving. I felt like I was breaking out of like prison. And, you know, this thought hit me that it could be worse. And I don't want to minimize anyone's pain. I don't want to minimize like how serious COVID could be. It's not about minimizing our hurt. It's about maximizing the beauty of the gospel and the beauty of Jesus, right? You can maximize God's grace in a way that doesn't minimize people's pain, right? We minimize people's pain when we just kind of say tongue in cheek, well, hey, you know, Jesus went through the cross for you, so you're going to get through this, you know, or don't worry, it'll all work out. You know what I mean? And sometimes those things aren't helpful. So I wanted to make a song that started out with very surface level problems, like you're lonely or you can't see your friends. But then by way of comparison, it gets down to deeper and deeper and deeper problems. But even if our problem is as serious as it could ever be, it could be worse. Like God could have not
Yeah.
loved you, sought you, gave his son for you. And so the end of the song is just a celebration of the gospel and say that it could be worse. One day it all will reverse. Like for the believer, one day everything will be restored to how it was in the original creation with fellowship with God. We'll even actually have more than what Adam had in the garden. And so it's just having that hope that has kind of been the stabilizing force for me, is like when I wake up and I'm uncertain about my financial situation or about my family's health, I'm like, I still have the gospel. The gospel's still good news, even on bad days.
Man, yeah, dude. What a timely word right now to be reminded of. And yeah, like, not to minimize that people are struggling, but the gospel really is an answer to whatever it is we're facing. We have this
True, yeah,
we have
totally.
this shelter, this like firm foundation when things are shaky with that. That's awesome, dude. And I know like you had a single, like you were doing I think it was Try Again, and that came out. And then I was even talking about that song you came out like recently called God's Got It too, right? Like that that was like a
I guess I'm
got a
dropping
lot
so
coming
much
out,
music, man. I'm just at home writing music and in the studio every day. So that's good news for y'all.
How can our students follow you right now and keep up with what you've got going on? Let's do I need to pause and get them on the Dillon Chase train. Where are you posting stuff?
You know, of course, like Spotify or Apple Music, whatever you choose. YouTube, like all the music's out there. Instagram is Dillon Chase. Okay. I might have a TikTok, but there's really no good videos on it. It's just a backup
just your
plan
daughter like rocking it, right?
Yeah, just a backup plan. And the song God's Got It was really, we didn't put that out on streaming platforms. I just partnered with a ministry that has what they call sober living houses for people who are in recovery from drug addiction. And, you know, times like this can make it really easy to fall into bad habits. I think we've all experienced that. So I just made this fun song called God's Got It, just to encourage them and to show off how much toilet paper we have. That's like the new way rappers flex. It's not about your jewelry. It's not about
making
your
it
money.
rain toilet paper.
What ply you got? Are you talking 2-ply, 3-ply? What are we working with? So yeah, we did a little toilet paper flex in the video, which that's posted on my Instagram. You can check it out.
Guys, y'all got to go check that out. I hope all of y'all are following Dillon. If you're not, just pause YouTube right now and go follow him. It is awesome. And you are local to Oklahoma. You born and raised there or what?
Well, no, like I was raised in Dallas, Texas, from like up until I was from age like 1 until I was 20 years old. And then I moved up here to Oklahoma. Yeah. And that's a whole nother story on how God brought us here. And we just never made our way back to Texas. We wanted to. We love Buc-ee's. We love Whataburger. Thankfully, we have Whataburger now. But yeah, God just had plans for us here. So we've learned to love it. Well, we've become Thunder fans.
Our students are that's cool, man. That's cool.
Okay.
Our students are all really curious, man. They have a question for you. They really want to know if you know the Tiger King, Oklahoma.
This is a great question, man. I would see that dude at Walmart quite a few times.
For real?
Tiger meat. Yeah, getting meat for his tigers. Yeah, I feel kind of guilty now, but we would go there like almost once a year as like a cheap family outing. Like I just went in October and I'm like, whoa, there's like new people here, new management. Thankfully, I never ate at the pizza place. The funniest Tiger King story. Yeah, and if I can find footage, I'll send it to you. But it literally was filmed on a flip phone because this is like 2010. I took my son Julian. We had a whole like father-son outing, right? And I find out like literally 12 miles from my house is this huge big cat rescue, like a place for big cats to be rehabilitated or whatever. That's what it's kind of presented as. And for like 40 or 50 bucks a person, you can privately like play with the baby tiger. And I'm like, dude, that's just like once in a lifetime. So we do it, right?
Yeah.
And we get there and like you literally like, let me just like when you get there, you
showing us.
literally feel like you just feel like it does like a zoo. And I'm like trying to talk to staff, like, hey, we paid for this thing to like play with the baby tiger. Bro, they walk us like on the back, like private area of the zoo, and walk us into this dilapidated trailer home, a single wide little trailer home. We go in, it smells like dirty, like underwear and cigarette smoke.
Dude.
And they bring us this baby tiger that didn't even have their eyes open. Like, it was literally probably just born like a day before. So you can't really play with and my son was like 7 years old at the time. He was so disappointed because the tiger just sat there and didn't move and had its eyes closed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just paid almost $100 for this. And it was so awkward. Like, we just sat down on this shag carpet and it was all soily and the place was just filthy, and they brought out a tiger. It was the weirdest experience of our life. And that was, and for some reason we came back, right? I don't know what it was, but we came back,
dude.
and
Well, I grew up not far from there either. Like, I grew up, right on the border in Wichita Falls, right by Lawton, and I'd never even heard of it. So, man, you were right there though, and I know that place is right by Falls Creek where we go all the time. So I was just like, dude,
it's weird.
So you know the Tiger King, man. It's official.
I can't even grasp how it's like a phenomenon right now. Like, when I watched the documentary, it just felt like I was watching a local news story, because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that. Yeah, these are the locals. I deal with these people every day.
It's Oklahoma. Well, no, that's cool, dude. Well, on a more serious note, and I know you're going to share some music with us here in just a second. I can't wait. But like, before you go, any word that you have for our students specifically right now, like, man, that you just want to encourage them or share with them before we end this interview? I'd love you to speak to them just quickly.
Yeah, I would just go back to what we talked about with the gospel, that to truly believe the gospel is not something we just mentally agree with. There has to be something that we emotionally treasure. And my good days here, even with all the pressure, you could feel my good days are when I preach the gospel to myself, when I remind myself that I sinned, I fell short of the Creator, but God sought after me when I was his enemy. He lived a life I couldn't live. He died a death on the cross to pay for my sins that I deserved. He resurrected in my place. He sent his Holy Spirit to chase me down in 2004 when I was 18 years old and I surrendered my life to him. And suddenly COVID seems a lot smaller when I maximize the gospel. So I would just encourage you guys to share the gospel with yourself. If anything else, just remind yourself of the gospel. Don't try to have focus on the negative. Just focus on the beauty and the truth of the gospel, and that'll stabilize you.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Yeah, and if any of you students are listening tonight and you want to talk more about the gospel, or like what Dillon's talking about, you don't have a relationship with God, or want to talk more about what that looks like, you can text us. The number's 313131, and just text the word TheMIX, all one word, TheMIX. So TheMIX at 313131. We'd love to talk to you about having a relationship with God, knowing what that gospel really means, even as Dillon was talking about it. So, hey, man, thank you for spending this time with us. I know you're going to be right back here in just a second sharing some songs.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But, dude, love you. And last question is, when this is all over, are you going to come and hang with us in Houston sometime?
Oh, definitely. Without a question.
We're going to work it out, man. Get you back. We were going to have Dillon for a back-to-school bash, and all this happened where we're going to have to just postpone it. And we'll have Dillon out soon for sure, man.
Yes.
Love to have you with us. All right, dude. Well, we'll see you soon, man. Man, how awesome was that? Love having Dillon with us. We do not condone that show. That show is actually pretty terrible. But I was curious if he knew who he was, because, he lives in Oklahoma. Hey, we also love every week to get to catch up with a student, and I got to talk to Walt this week. Walt Maxwell, some of y'all know him, and I think he's a junior at Cy Creek, or are you at Cy Fair? I can't remember. We'll ask him here in just a sec. But yeah, let's hear from Walt, see what he's got going on, as well as we do a couple interviews today. Let's see. All right, you guys, what's up? We have, well, many of you, a junior in high school. This is the Walt Maxwell. Walt, how you doing, dude?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah? Yeah, so I'm just curious, what time did you get up this morning? That's what I want to know.
5 o'clock.
No. No way. Why did you get up at 5?
Well, it's kind of a daily thing now. See, I got to get up and work out, and so my dad, he has this like gym at his office, like it's a full gym, and my mom doesn't want me around people, so she's like, if you get there early enough before everyone gets there, I'll let you go. So I've been up at 5 and working out.
Dude, so for real, you're just committed to working out, and your mom lets you go as long as it's that early where no one's there.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, is the gym pretty legitimate up there at your dad's office?
Oh yeah, it's like if you go into like a LA Fitness type thing, it looks like that. If you go
for real?
Yeah.
Can you have one friend that can go? Who am I kidding? I'm not getting up at 5. I can barely be motivated to actually work out, much less work out at 5 a.m. Man, so you're doing great, dude. So just trying to stay in shape, like for basketball, or just what?
Yeah. Well, so my main goal is trying to put on weight for basketball, and I've been sitting at like 180 like 3 for the past like year now. And I think when this quarantine, I was like, well, this is a good opportunity for me to like really come back after this and be like, whoa, he's changed. So now I'm sitting, my goal is 200. So like right now, like, I improved, I think like 10 pounds. I'm sitting at 195 right now.
Okay.
And,
bro,
yeah.
I wish that was my goal. My goal is to be under 200, of which I am under. But man, the quarantine, I'm out actually putting on weight as well, but not because I want to. So really, what I talked to Dillon Chase about, like, man, everything's dessert right now. I'm just like comfort eating in this time.
Yeah.
So I wish I could say it was for, trying to bulk up, but dude, I'm proud of you, man. So getting after it. So what else? Like, I know you're playing ball. So are you having to like work out at the house as far as practice and stuff? How are you practicing for basketball?
Usually so coach like will send us like things to do.
Oh boy.
Like, drills and stuff. He'll be like, you need to make sure you do this, and then like so like today he sent a video and like showed us like what to do, and he's like, and also the Last Dance that just came out, like the whole Michael Jordan thing.
Yes, I'm very aware.
Yeah, he told us that we all had to watch it and then quiz over it.
Bro,
so.
Gets me so fired up.
Yeah.
But like for y'all, like y'all don't remember that. Like you don't like there. This is just old history of stuff you like. I grew, dude. Okay, when the Last Dance was, bro, I was 10 years old when all that was happening, man. And I know I'm old, but like a 10-year-old watching Michael Jordan, dude, like everyone was a Bulls fan. I had a starter jacket. Yeah. It's kind of like Champions now, but way cooler back in the day. Bulls, man. So it's bringing me back. But what's your takeaway from the Last Dance so far? Have you watched any of it?
I watched the first episode, but I didn't watch the second one. But it's really cool because I remember like. Okay, so I was watching like 30 for 30s and like over like old sports like games and stuff, and it like
careful. Okay, it's not that old. I'm just kidding. So you've already been watching some 30 for 30s.
Yeah, and so like I don't know, it really like gets me hyped up and like really like inspired.
Yeah, dude. Like you heard like Dwayne Wade be like, "This is the reason like that I jumped in was watching Jordan." Man, So I tried out for basketball in 8th grade. I've told the story many times because of these things as well, but it didn't go as well for me. So I don't want to talk about it. What I do want to know is what have you been doing? Like, what else have you been doing in the quarantine to pass the time, man? What have you been up to?
Well, there's just playing Xbox and playing that. But like one thing that like I don't know, like this is like God hit me one night. And was like, I know, it's crazy, Steven. Like, let me tell you something. Like, I think it was like 1:30 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden, like I just felt something on my heart. And I don't know if you can see, but behind here I have a chalkboard wall.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, and one night I filled the whole wall with just verses.
Really?
Yeah,
dude.
That's all verses on there, and like I just keep adding every day, or like I erase one and put a new one up there, and like, I guess it's just stuff that, like, I struggle with, and I, like, try to find verses that, like, really talk to me, and I just put it up there. That way, like, I can see it up there and help me with it.
That's awesome, man. Wow. Like, yeah, and we're talking about that tonight, actually, about, like, hearing God and seeing him in this time. So Could you share with us one of those verses or just one thing like that God's kind of been laying on your heart?
Well, okay, so honestly, so it says right there, it says, you will not sin today. And like, I had this big sin, that's in mine. And you talked about it one night and you were like, and you said that it would help if you expressed it to someone. And
yeah. Talk about it with someone else.
Yeah. And it would help. And, I finally came to my dad and I talked to him about it. And like, after that, like, it's really gotten a lot better. And like, ever since like that moment that I talked to him about it, like, I mean, it's been less and less like easier, or it's been easier to like get away from. And so I think like one of my favorite ones is the top above that. It says, flee the evil desires of youth and pursue righteousness, faith, love, and peace, along with those who call on the Lord out of pure heart. 2 Timothy 2:22.
Dude, you're dropping it on us, Walt. That's awesome, man. So just what does it look like in quarantine to like pursue being righteous, man? And I know like, I don't know. I know I joked about like eating comfort food and all that, but I think it's so natural for us to like self-soothe right now. Everything's weird and upside down. So I'm just going to like binge watch shows or do this. And that's all like feeding the flesh. It doesn't actually help us. And to pursue God or pursue righteousness right now, that's a big deal, man. So one of the ways you're doing that is like, how do you feel like maybe you're pursuing righteousness?
So like I said, with my sin that I have, I've been getting on the Bible app. Yeah. And so I find plans that are like about that. And I kind of just read that. And then like, I'll listen to like godly music and I'll watch double service on Sunday. And
you're doubling up? Right on, man.
And then Wednesdays I'll watch, and like, I kind of just like try to do everything I can just to like pursue.
Kind of be around a positive influence.
Because like, especially with quarantine and stuff going on, it's so easy like to lose it because you don't have like, oh, I don't have to go to church on Wednesdays, and yeah, it's still there, but people forget like, oh yeah, it was tonight, and then and it's just like so easy to like get like sidetracked and forget about what your main focus is. So
dude, but it's also cool because right now you're not forced to read the Bible or forced to go to church. All of you students who are like tuning in, like you're doing this on your own. Like you're making faith your own. This is you, not your parents forcing. I mean, some of you, maybe your parents make you, I don't know, but I love that, Walt. Like you're like, I don't have to, I'm kind of out of the rhythm, but I'm trying to like keep positioning myself to be around that and be involved as best I can. And I think we're all sick of Zoom calls, and YouTube Live and watching more stuff, but it is the only way right now that we can stay connected and encouraged. And dude, I'm just grateful that you were authentic even tonight and just telling us kind of like what God's doing in you. And man, I'd love to hear more, but yeah, that, I mean, we could just stop it right here, man. That was, you preached the message tonight. So that's awesome, dude. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't, like, you're talking Last Dance, you're talking about basketball, you're talking about all this stuff you're doing. And I was wondering if you would maybe challenge me to a game of cat. I'm kind of curious if you'd be down for a game.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
I haven't practiced at all. I haven't shot a basketball in a while, but I do have a fresh Harden jersey I'm going to slip into and maybe channel some Harden. And I'm just saying, man, you never know. With God, all things are possible. I might take you on. So a little game of cat?
Yeah, for sure.
You be down?
Oh, I'm down.
Students, are y'all down? Y'all want to see us play cat? All right, I'm just going to trust because I can't see the comments that they want to see this game go down. So place your bets, all for free. We don't condone gambling. Walt or Pastor Steven, game of cat. I say we go. All right. Yeah, so we don't have time tonight for that, but Walt, we're going to play tomorrow, virtual cat, you and me. And I want students to figure out, like, we're gonna put on Instagram a poll to see, who's gonna win. I want to know, you guys think I'm gonna beat Walt, or do you think Walt's gonna beat up on me? Like, I'm gonna practice tonight when this is over. But it's tomorrow, Thursday. It's going down, man. But we got too much going on. Like, Dillon Chase is ready to go, y'all. He's got some songs he wants to share with us. He's freestyling tonight, y'all. I kept what y'all asked for on from our Instagram. I text his wife because I had her number too, and I just sent her the word. So he did not get these till now. And he's going to freestyle. He's going to share some music with us. And then don't go anywhere because God has a word for us tonight. I really believe that. We're in week 2 of the big picture. And so right after Dillon shares with us, I am just going to open up God's word for just a minute and talk through a few things as we leave. Don't go anywhere. Are y'all ready for Dillon Chase's concert? Come on, man. This is going to be awesome. Let's do this. All right, everybody, hang tight. I know it's dark right now. I'm trying to get him back on. Everyone, hang with me. I'm going to bring Dillon back up in just a second. Hang tight. I'm trying to get the feed to work right now. So here's what we're going to do. All right, y'all. Quick technical difficulty. We're going to go straight to the message. And then I'm going to bring Dillon up right at the end. So I'm going to go straight to the message now. Here we go. Hey students, I'm so excited that y'all been logged in tonight because we're in this series called The Big Picture, which looks at the life of Joseph, who was a really big deal in the Bible. But the thing about Joseph was he had this crazy life, like really weird, unbelievable, and even sad things happened to him. But just like our own lives, God was working on this big plan, this big picture for Joseph's life that he couldn't see. Now, before we get into the story tonight, I have a question for you. What's the biggest loss you've experienced in life? The biggest loss you've experienced? Maybe it was when your team blew its shot at the championship title in the last quarter. I don't know. Maybe it was when you had a friend who had more Instagram followers than you and you thought you were doing pretty good. I don't know. Maybe someone earned the lead role in a play at school that you wanted or got first chair in the orchestra. For some of you seniors, the biggest loss has been this semester, right? Like losing prom or maybe even graduation, not knowing how that's going. Loss is very difficult. I remember in 8th grade, my loss, all right? So I don't play sports. But there was this girl that I liked. Her name was Bree. She was really pretty, and I kind of randomly thought I had a chance with her. She loved gummy bears, so I awkwardly planned this romantic asking of her out, okay? So I had gummy bears in my locker and some flowers all day waiting, and I knew she would be after school with her friends at this tree where she waited for her parents to pick her up, and I summoned like all the courage I had, and I brought these little flowers and gummy bears to her in front of all of her friends, and like asked her to go with me. Now, I don't know how y'all say it these days, how it works, but that back then, that's what we said, and I asked her out, and y'all, she straight up laughed. She was like, no, and laughed. That was rough. That was quite the loss. And I thought I'd never date girls again, man. Middle school girls are mean. So I had to like just walk a shame it away, but that one was tough for me. I think we all know what loss feels like. Some point in our life we've experienced it. Honestly, you know, like life sometimes feel like it's one long series of wins or losses, right? Like sometimes we study and we ace that test, or sometimes we don't. Sometimes we ask our parents, can we stay up late and watch a movie? And they're like, sure. Sometimes they don't say yes. Sometimes maybe it is that girl or boy that we hope feels the same way about us, and they end up not, or they do. Wins and losses, right? And of course, when you are winning at life, like, it's awesome. Like, I love life. I feel great. Everything's going awesome. But almost as quickly as the wins come, so do the losses, right? Losses come too. And when those losses happen, the difficult, tough, painful things, suddenly life doesn't feel very great. And some of you know this because you've dealt with difficult losses in the past, or maybe you're dealing with them right now. Maybe you have a parent that's so critical or hard on you, or tough at home, that you feel like you can't do anything right. Maybe you've just been forced to move schools or to change friend groups, and you feel really lonely or left out. Maybe you're struggling with the end of a relationship or friendship, and you don't know how to handle rejection and hurt that you feel. Or maybe you're dealing with really big things like death or divorce or abuse or illness right now in your home. Losses are really hard to face. But no matter the loss that you have faced or that you're facing right now or might be dealing with, the reality is losses come in life. Like, they're coming. Jesus promised it. In this world you will have trial, you will have tribulation, but then he says, be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. You see, losses are an unavoidable part of being human. We've all got some in our lives, something that causes us pain, causes us heartache, causes us disappointment. And when we're in the middle of it, it really is hard to see the bigger picture. I'm not gonna lie. In fact, it's hard to see anything other than the hurt or the frustration or the loneliness when we're in the middle of it. But what if there really is more to it than that? What if there was a way to get through our losses, like a bigger picture we might be missing along the way? You see, in the middle of my rejection in 8th grade, I had no idea that I would end up meeting the hottest girl in the world in college. And not only would she say yes to going out with me, she would actually say yes to marrying me. And it's awesome. I love it. But I couldn't see that right in 8th grade. All I knew is, like, I never want to date girls again. They're mean. I don't want anything to do with it. I was in the midst of loss and pain, and it was really hard to see that there's more to the story. It's not over. God is working things out, and he has a different plan than this 8th grade girl in my life. There really is a better plan and a bigger picture. So now I want to look at this story. It's found in Genesis 37. If you've got a Bible, I want you to turn there now. If there's anyone who understood what it feels like to be in the middle of a pretty big loss, it's Joseph. He's the second youngest of 12 brothers, and we talked a little bit about it last week. And I mean, just being the youngest, right, that's hard as it is. I don't know how many of y'all are the youngest child. But then he's the favorite, and his dad gives him this coat. We talked about it last week, and he didn't give the other brothers anything, and they are so jealous of him. And he shares his dream, and man, they are so mad and angry and hurt, so much so that they came up with this plan. Let's take a look. It's Genesis 37:18, and here's what it says, that his brothers, they saw him in the distance, and before he reached them, they plotted to kill him. Kill him. Like, that escalated really quick. Joseph's brothers didn't do what most older siblings do when they're mad, right? They didn't decide to just shove him in a closet, put him in a box, throw him down the stairs. I don't know if that happened to you. They didn't decide to just lock him outside the house or embarrass him in front of his friends. No. They literally made a plot to kill him and end his life. Like, that is a big deal. So when it came to Joseph and his brothers, like, he meets up with them. They strip him of his robe, and they took him and they throw him into a cistern. And the cistern was empty and there was no water in it. That's what it says in verse 23 through 24. So they throw him in this well. And the good news is they didn't kill him. They decided instead to do the second worst thing, and that was just to sell him into slavery. Sell him into slavery. Now, in these moments, we can just join Joseph and be like, why? Why, God? Why would you do this to me? What have I done? Why did I deserve this? Why is this happening to me? And that's a super natural question to ask. But as we'll see in this story, it unfolds differently. That God has a bigger picture. But right now, Joseph is in the midst of a loss. In fact, his brothers take the robe, they put blood on it, they tell the father that he'd been killed. Man, it's like the plot of a Netflix, like Netflix needs to do this story next, don't you think? Like, forget Tiger King. Like, the story of Joseph. This is the real deal. And everything about Joseph's life changes in this passage of Scripture, and definitely not for the better. He took loss after loss. And while your story may not be like Joseph's, you probably know the feeling of being dealt loss or pain. In a way, you can probably relate to Joseph. I think we all can relate to it. Here's what's interesting. This story talks all about what happened to Joseph. But I don't know if you noticed this. Joseph never says anything. He never even spoke a word or uttered a response in the midst of all of this. Did you catch that? Like, he had no control over what was happening to him. It was just happening to Joseph. He couldn't do anything about it, and as far as we know, he didn't have a chance to speak up or even stop it. The losses Joseph were dealt were totally and completely out of his control, but he didn't even say a word. I feel like we can relate to that sometimes. You know, a lot of times our losses come the same way. We find ourselves in a situation that feels hopeless, difficult, and we feel totally and completely out of control. We have no words, no power, no control. It's just happening to us. And like Joseph, there isn't anything we can do to stop it. That is like a really hopeless place to be. And some of you have been there, or some of you are there now. I don't know about you, but when I found myself in that place, feeling sold out, feeling thrown away, or completely and totally lost like Joseph was, it is really hard for me to see the bigger picture. I can't see any purpose on this beyond what I'm in right now. And if someone told me God's working this out, he's got this bigger picture that is happening, a bigger story, like, I think I would believe that in my head, but you know what it's like. In those moments, it's really, really hard to believe it. But just 2 chapters later, we get a glimpse into the bigger picture. If you still have your Bible, turn to Genesis 39, because I want us to look at just one verse. It's Genesis 39, verse 2, and it's just 5 words. I think this gives us an idea that the bigger picture that we can hold on to is this, okay? It says, the Lord was with Joseph. The Lord was with Joseph. Not when things were good. In the midst of this, these 5 words. When his brothers were attacking him, when he was tossed into the well, when he was left for dead, when he was sold into slavery, God was with Joseph. Even when Joseph couldn't see it, even when he certainly didn't feel like it, God was with him. And that's the bigger picture I want you to take away tonight. All right? In the midst of whatever you're facing, whatever pain, I want you to remember this. When you can't see the bigger picture, remember that God is with you. In whatever pit you feel like you're in, God is with you. In whatever circumstance that feels out of your control, God is with you. In whatever loss you're facing in your life right now, God is with you. That's the bigger picture. That's the thing that will help us hang on and carry on no matter what is going on. These are not just words, students. This is Scripture, and this is God's promise to us that he will never leave us. He will never forsake us. Now, I know this phrase is a little confusing. I think part because when we hear it, like, God's with me, we think it means that he's going to change our circumstances. I mean, if he's with us in the pit, then that means he's going to get us out of the pit, right? Well, that's not what happens in the story. You see, even though God is with Joseph, he never takes him out of the pit. He never just gets him out of slavery, at least not right away. God has a plan that's way bigger, and it doesn't always include your comfort or my comfort or our ease. You see, God wants to be glorified in our lives, and that can look a lot of different ways. But God is the central figure of the story. He's working all things for our good. Yes, he loves us. He loves his children, and he will work things out. But it's his story. And even if he doesn't pull us out of the pit right away, he gets right down in the pit with us, and he joins us. We are not in this alone. You are not in this alone. In this quarantine, when you feel isolated, when you feel alone, with whatever you're facing, I feel like There is a reason that you're hearing this tonight. There's a reason that you've logged in, that God wants to remind you that he is with you, that he is not far away. We worship and serve a God who is with us. Do you believe that? I believe there's a reason that you're listening right now, that God wants to remind you of that. That even when you don't see the bigger picture or what's coming next, you can remember this truth: God is with you. And so tonight, it's real simple. I just want us to do two things in response to Joseph's life as we look at God in this. Number one, it's to believe it. Do you believe that God is with you? Do you really believe that? You know, it says in Hebrews 11:6, for without faith, it's impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to God must realize that God exists and that he is the rewarder of those who seek him. So first things first, I want you to do this every day, starting tomorrow morning. I want you to remind yourself that God is with you. Before your feet hit the floor, maybe you write a note to yourself on your nightstand. Maybe you put it on your bathroom mirror, but just remind yourself, even out loud, God is with me today. God is here. I am not alone. Just write something like that and remind yourself. And then the next day, remind yourself again, God is with me. So first I want you to do is just to remind yourself, set up some reminders that God is with you. I think it would be great for us to hold on to that promise. The second thing is to actually look for him. Like if we believe God is with us, if we believe he is here, then I believe he wants to speak. I believe he wants to reveal himself. Most of the time in our struggles and our storms and our trials, God is wanting to reveal something about who he is, or reveal something about us and our character and what's going on in us. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. The why question, why is this happening? Why am I going through this, is the wrong question. It's just not helpful because we don't know what the bigger picture is. We don't know what God has planned tomorrow or 10 years from now. So why, we can't figure that out. But when we start asking what, God, what are you doing right now? What are you wanting to reveal to me in this? What are you wanting to speak to me? I believe God is here and ready to reveal himself. So not only remind yourself that God is with you, but look for him, seek for him right now. You are not alone. You don't have to be bored. Like God is, like you got the presence of God, you got access to God, you can seek him. An awesome, awesome opportunity. Now, some of you watching, if you were to be honest tonight, you would say, like, I don't know that I've ever believed in God. I'm not for sure what I think about God. I certainly don't have a relationship with God. And maybe tonight, in the midst of this conversation, you feel like God is meeting you, that he has shown up, that he's stirring something in you, and you want to start a relationship with God. You want to call out and go like, I've tried a lot of stuff, but I've never just said, God, what are you doing? Are you here? What is all this bringing me to? And maybe you want to start a relationship with God. We would love to talk to you about that. And the way that we would know that you're serious and you want to walk with God, you want to start following him, you want to begin a relationship with him, is to do one simple thing. And that is to text. Text us. And here's what you would write. TheMIX, one word, TheMIX, TheMIX. And you would text that to 313131. If you want to follow God, you want to give your life to him, you want to seek him right now, start following him in relationship. Just text the word TheMIX to 313131. We would love to reach out with you and talk to you more about that. But for the rest of us, let's remind ourselves we're not alone, that God joins us in this. And also that we can look for him, that he wants to speak and reveal himself through friends and through his word and through going on walks and in music and all those things, that God is ready and wanting to speak if we'll just listen. It's been a great night tonight. I do want to remind you of two things. Number one, if you're a lady, same time, same place, Friday night, 7 p.m., girls' conference is going down. And don't show up alone. Invite your friends. This is a great opportunity. Share our YouTube link. Ask them to subscribe. It is going to be an amazing night. You don't want to miss it. They got nothing going on Friday night. So have them join us. If you're a lady, invite your friends. Join us 7 p.m. for Girls Conference 2020. It's going to be amazing. And the second thing I want to share with you is next week, we're doing a special night of worship. We've got a student sharing her testimony, and you don't want to miss that. And I have a special guest coming that doesn't live here, not in this state. I can't wait. We're going to have a special guest with us. It's going to be amazing. It really is. So don't miss next Wednesday. I think I got the concert ready. I think Dylan's back. I think we're ready to go. I'm really sorry about the technical difficulties, but if you want to hang tight, you will not regret it. Let's welcome Dillon Chase. Let him close it out for us tonight. Here we go.
What's going on, students at The Mix? I just want to shout out Houston, Texas, Buc-ee's, Whataburger. Hope everyone's staying safe out there and not running out of toilet paper, covering your face in public. I wish we could be there in person, but until then, this we'll have to do. Hey, try to shut us down, but they can't though. Can't touch this fresh pink flow. Don't give them the truth, what they say though. We gon' do it anyway, whenever we say go. Do it anyway, I'ma do it anyway. Do it anyway. I just wanna shout out my DJ and my daughter and my wife and son on the cameras. Here we go. I know they supposed to oppose this. People exposing all the evil indulgence, leaving them open. See that they broken, keen to provoking without legal promotion. It said when it come to trouble, man, I stir it up. I ain't stopping till the whole world heard his love. Christ died 30 plus for our dirty lust, so I gotta keep it moving like a tour bus. Hey, we gon' do it anyway. Team must dream with me moving every day. Opposition, man, the truth is here to stay, but cut that triple, but we pivot till we finally fade away. I know we get on top your nerves with lots of words that go against the popular. Ay. And even if you got disturbed, the God I serve, you will never stop and search. So I'ma do it anyway. I'ma do it anyway. Do it anyway. I'ma do it anyway. Do it, do it, do it anyway. Do it. Hands up, like. Try to shut us down, but they can't though. Can't touch this fresh paint flow. Don't give them the truth, what they say though. We gon' do it anyway, whenever we say go. Do it anyway, I'ma do it anyway. Do it anyway, I'ma do it anyway. Do it, do it, do it anyway. Do it, do it, do it anyway. The Mix Online, I hope you're having a great evening. DJ Grace, let's go ahead and get into some OG. Now OG means only God, alright? OG means only God. It's only God who can get me where I'm at today. It's only God who can get us out of this. Every day I die, no denim. I keep it black and white like venom. Ooh, never dye my hair, no kidding, that's gray on the side like a cigarette finish. Ooh, trying to live distinguished. They keep my music like the weekend, thinking it's okay to sleep in. I think the wave got them seasick. Why do you flex? Ooh, why do you flex? Nobody looking. Die to your flesh. Don't try to impress, those will be crooked. 33 to save his crucifixion. 33 like Larry Bird and Pippen. 33 Green Hill upon the piston. Certainly I'm made to make a difference. Turn 33 this year. Really for the urgency to beat is clear. Feeling like an OG, sincere OG. Only guy, yeah, these men fear. I won't get lost in the sauce. I won't be watched by the wave. I watered the grass on my lawn, so stay in your lane. OB told me cook in my kitchen. Too busy doing these dishes. Hands dirty, man working. Shining true beam through the pretentious. Grown men with manners on my Danny Tanner. Got the family standard, but it's automatic. Never scan the scammers. Get the panoramas. Trust the canvas and you'll take out all the static. You ain't gotta know me. I'ma keep it OG. Only G-O-D. Fig God only. You ain't gotta know me. I'ma keep it OG. Only G-O-D. Fig God only. Young man, that's me. OG. Only guy, don't fear, no peer. My dot, qualified. That's the great position. I would have been a quitter, but he made the difference. Some of y'all flagrant with it. Lifestyle piped out, you should bathe a minute. I don't fear it, they gon' like me. How will your pit don't excite me? I want to feel with a high priest who wants to yield rightly. Approaching a mercy seat, holy to the third degree. Then he got rocked like a nursery. The fear of God made way for eternity. The fact I'm not scared of you cursing me can never be enough, most certainly. It takes the fear of God at work in me for me to turn the cheek on you worldly creeps. The fear of God free me up. Free like a refill cup. Switch like a remix does. Free for the need to be seen by some. Oh man, I swear I thought I was too old for this. Hold up, now I know what that true focus is. I exist for God, he don't exist for me. Only God I serve, yeah that is OG. Jesus made a way for me to draw near. Never be his victim, that's the wrong fear. You ain't gotta know me. I'ma keep it OG. Only G-O-D. Fear God only. You ain't gotta know me. I'ma keep it OG. Only G-O-D.
Fear God only.
Only God. OG squad. Only God. OG squad. Only God. OG squad. Only God. OG squad, the mix online. Make some digital noise out there. Drop some hearts and some likes in the comments. This, you got the beat ready? Don't play it yet, but you got it ready? All right, so what we're about to do is a freestyle. I need to have the freestyle topics. Hand me the phone. It looks like we have Tiger King, COVID-19. That already rhymes. You can't, that's too easy. A stuffed moose, Pastor Steven. All right, DJ. Freestyle, give them kicks. It's Dillon Chase, man, I'm hanging with the mix. Freestyle, man, it sounds pretty reckless. After COVID-19, I'ma drive down to Texas. You know I flow for a higher king, the lion's dream. It ain't about no Tiger King. If you got one shot, you better pull it. I'm like the Tiger King, except I don't have a mullet. Ay, yeah, man, you know you better check this. You probably binge watch that up on Netflix. Freestyle for sure. When it comes to Tiger King, I met that dude before. It was at Walmart, he bought a bunch of meat, ground beef, freestyle sweet. Ayy, flow this might seem, no wanna get COVID-19. Yeah, so loving and grace, I don't want that COVID, so I cover my face. So yeah, here we go, man, I come through. I freestyle like this, ain't a tough dude. I just wanna give some youth the truth, and I'm filled with the word like a stuffed moose. Yeah, I might rap for your pastor. I saw a couple of moose chilling in Alaska. Yeah, now I'm not no heathen. I'm saved by Jesus with a Pastor Steven. Ay, yeah, freestyle, gotta get it. I hold it down for God, you know that we bout to kick it. Yeah, freestyle, I serve the lamb, and Pastor Steven could even lead a worship band. So everybody get your hands in the air. Freestyle music, we really don't care. Now everybody get your hands in the air. Freestyle music, we really don't care. All right, the mix. I hope you're enjoying yourself tonight. We got one last song to do for you guys, and this song is called Whose You Are. You don't know who you are until you know whose you are. Let's get it, DJ. Yeah. Yeah. Who are you? Who are you? Silence the voices. Yeah. Hey. I know what it's like to look in mirrors, and I recognize the person that's all due to interference. I have felt neglect from both my parents. Know what it's like to not have friends over because you feel embarrassed. I understand the pain of being bullied and broken. You go home, you wanna rage, man, you full of emotion. You wanna reach to the ache in the best and it's straight and pull them in closer. Eradicate, put your back, regulate, be cruel at that moment. But your biggest bully is your wicked heart. Who convinces you to turn the poor when it gets dark? That's influence to get music booming, hitting hard. Then take your pain to a hellish level pretty far, give you scars. I pray to God the Father, will you give me a daughter who will never know the pain of separation out Carter? A girl raised with affirmation who is truly a part of all your marvelous creation. Yeah, her beauty won't alter. And I thank you, God, for giving me a son too. When he's afraid, let me be the one he runs to. See my hands and tools of love, not weapons to succumb to. Introduce him to the God that made him. Yeah, he loves you, he loves you. You don't know who you are until you know whose you are, huh? You taking pics like a superstar, but you cover with some brutal scars. Hey, yeah, you don't know who you are, cause you don't know whose you are. You taking pics like a superstar, but you cover with some brutal scars. Hey, the creator gives purpose to creation. 10 out of 10 times, that's no fabrication. Put them on trial with your silly allegations when you look like someone other than his image. You were made in my God. More than chromosomes and DNA, more than the evolutionary process anyway, more than the product of your environment, okay? Yeah, you a soul with a body, don't pretend you ain't. Demonstrate, you so addicted to their compliments, or just a victim of your consciousness. The definition of rock bottom is thinking you won't need, gotta get you out of it. Don't let your feelings be the boss when they so inconsistent. You really be in charge when the God you submitted. Your will it won't be lost when it's found and committed. So you will hit the applause from the ultimate witness, God. I know what it's like to be pulled out from a very dark place place where the silence made a sound. And I know what it's like to hear him shout. And then walk out of the grave, brighter days may be found, yeah. You don't know who you are, cause you don't know who you are. Hey, hey, you take them pics like a superstar, but you cover with some brutal scars. Louder, louder. Hey, you don't know who you are, cause you don't know who you are. Who are you? Who are you? You take them pics like a superstar, but you cover with some brutal scars. Yeah, yeah. Say you don't know who you are, cause you don't know who you are. You taking pics like a superstar, but you cover with some brutal scars. My name is Dillon Chase. This is DJ Graves. We love you, but Jesus loves you more.